Alright, what's going on, guys? My name is Braden Maciunas, or you might know me by my YouTube channel, Vorknum. So pretty much I wanted to create this video to give you guys a little bit of an insight about me, who I am, why I want to do this. This is going to be on a personal note, so hopefully you guys would understand, and if you guys came to see this video, hopefully you guys just stay till the end and you know a little bit about me. The reason why I want to make this specific type of video is because I want my viewers to understand me, to know me as a person, why I want to do this, my background, my story, pretty much. So I'm just going to kick it right off. Back when I was in the 5th grade, I ended up losing my older brother to suicide. It was a sight that was not pretty for me. I'll just say that right out. I definitely have seen things that I probably shouldn't have at a very young age with that, particularly. It's been rough since then, and he will be gone 11 years in October. It just wasn't easy in school either. I mean, being picked on relentlessly for it. Just being picked on relentlessly for it. I had kids make finger guns like this. I don't know if you can see it. I can't really tell. But then they would go like this and start making fun of me for it. Unfortunately, that's how my brother did take his own life. How people found that out, not really sure. I didn't really, talk about it with anyone. As you can imagine, you're a 5th grade kid, so I was about 10 or 11 when that happened. So you could kind of imagine it was very traumatizing for me, to have that happen out of the clear blue, and then have kids make fun of you for it at school. School is supposed to be a place where you're kind of supposed to feel safe. Unfortunately, you don't. And it's just the type of world that we live in. I mean, between your school shootings and with the bullying that's becoming more relentless as years progress, where unfortunately we have students at young ages taking their life. It was just extremely hard for me, to keep going on and dealing with that. Even to this day, I still struggle, and I still have people make fun of me for it. Why? I'm not really sure. I don't think I'll ever have that answer. The only thing I could really think of as to why people make fun of me for it is because it's something that's very easy. It's something that makes me vulnerable, and they know it's a very touchy subject. So people know about that, and I think ultimately that's why they pick on me for it, because it's such a very easy topic for me. It's such a very hard topic or subject. But as I still struggle with that, I myself have gone through some anxiety problems, some depression problems, and even me myself, I have suffered with suicidal tendencies, thoughts, and even actions. I know one of the actions I've had, it was a wake-up call for me, I guess you would call it. I was at a buddy's house the one time, and he's a gun fanatic, so he has, several weapons laying around the house. And one of the times, I grabbed one of his pistols. I didn't know if it was loaded or not. It was one of those bad things, one of those bad days for me. I was maybe about 14, 15, and what happened was I ended up putting the gun in my mouth, and when I pulled the trigger, it clicked as if it was empty. However, when I pulled the gun away and my finger slipped and hit the trigger, the gun went off inside the house. Thankfully, we were the only ones in the house, me and my buddy. His parents weren't home, no one was killed, no one was injured, but it was something that was very scary for me. I have received help, and I am doing much better. I still have those days here and there where I feel down and upset and gray, but I just try to look at the positives of life anymore. It's one of those things where life is very short, and you just got to keep pushing. You got to keep moving, and I'm just trying to take it day by day by day. And, as each day goes by, you find yourself getting better a little bit. It does take a lot of work. You're going to have people that's going to tell you along the way of something traumatic where you got to let it go. You got to, you just got to be push it forward. You gotta say goodbye. It's not that easy when you go through something traumatic to just say goodbye and be like, oh, okay, I'm gonna, tomorrow it's gonna be a brand new day. It will be, but it takes time to even just forgive. I mean, it took me quite a while to forgive my brother for doing what he did because I don't know why he did it. I still don't. But I've had to come to terms that he did what he did for a reason. Whatever reason that is, I don't know. But if it was something that helped him out at that time, that's something I ultimately have to live with the rest of my life. I mean, I can never, see him again, hug him again, say I love him again. But I just gotta know that whatever he did, why he did it, it was for a good reason. I guess I don't know. I do know as time goes on, I've understood more about mental health, more about suicide in particular. Um, there is help out there. Absolutely, there is. I mean, I didn't believe in it at first until I have actually found myself in a spot where I needed to seek that help. And my whole philosophy was I just didn't feel comfortable sitting there with a psychiatrist or a therapist talking about my problems if they haven't gone through it themselves, because it's something, not easy to go through. About a year and a half after my brother's passing, my grandfather, he ended up passing away from pneumonia that was brought on by lung cancer that he ended up developing. It was very hard on me for him because I was extremely close with him. I mean, he brought me so much joy and so much happiness in my life, growing up. And I was grateful to have a grandparent like him. And, he brought me into a lot of the things I still love today, like certain video games, like Resident Evil. That happens to be one of my favorite game series because of him. And I guess why I'm still so connected to it is because that was his favorite game series. He got me into it, and since he's no longer here, I still play it for him. It's like those little things that I think of. I miss him every day. I miss all of them every day. That it was extremely hard for me at that point because I was so close to him, and then it was so quick after my brother, he went down. I know just 4 years ago, I ended up losing my father as well. How, just like my brother, he was dealing with a sickness, a kidney disease that was deemed extremely rare for his type, and he went through. I'm not even over exaggerating. He probably went through about 10 different doctors before he finally found the right doctor to get him on the track. But by then, it was already too late. The kidney disease it already spread through his body. It was already affecting his organs to the point where even a transplant may not have saved him. He ended up passing away actually in front of me. I was about 17 when he passed away. I just turned 22 this past Sunday, and I think each birthday for me, it gets a little bit harder because as I'm growing older to be into a man that I want to be for them, I'm looking back and they're not there. It's something hard because there's so many things in life going on for me right now that I wish I had my brother to be there, my father to be there, my grandparents to be there. It's hard to accept that reality of it, that they're not there, but emotionally and spiritually they are, and they're always going to be there no matter what. Losing my grandmother too recently, I was extremely close with her. I still struggle with her too. Again, same thing, she had a sickness, she ended up passing away at home, and I was the last person to see her alive. She ended up passing away a day later after I dropped some things off for her at her house. About every week or two, I would drop off, big cases of water for her because she was getting quickly dehydrated. So I would, drop off 2 big cases of water for her, and I had a package that was sent up there to her home. And after I picked everything up, we exchanged some words, saying I love you and I'll see you tomorrow. And next thing you know, I woke up the next morning and my cousin was knocking on my bedroom door saying that our grandmother passed away. Um, it didn't hit me right away because I didn't believe it. It was like, because I just saw her the day before. She was fine, healthy, talking, laughing, like she normally does. And then, the next morning you're getting told that she passed away. It's like, how could that be? Um, Currently, one of the things that I'm going through that's extremely hard, and I'm trying my best, to stay afloat, keep my head straight. Um, my mom, she's going through a lot right now. She's in and out of the hospital with her sickness. She has a liver disease. I'm not really sure what it's called, to be honest with you. There's like, I guess, certain types of liver disease. All I know is that um, they're expanding. Her appendix is quite large. Um, she has like an infection within her eyes and her ears and even in like her throat. Her thyroid is acting up. Um, I do that for her. So I really do try my best for her, and especially at my age, I had to grow up extremely quick. Um, I had to understand what being adult was probably by the time I was 16, 17, when my dad was getting to the point with his sickness where he couldn't see, he couldn't talk, he couldn't walk. He was bedbound. I mean, he was on hospice care for about, I want to say, a good year and a half before his ultimate passing. Um, I still struggle with him too, even though we didn't have the best relationship, and we didn't. I mean, the way he would treat me, it was terrible. I would cry every single day. I would put myself in a corner. I'd isolate. My mom didn't even know how bad it was until the one day she walked in the house and she witnessed it, and it was something stupid. I think all I asked my dad was, "Can I go outside?" or something like that, and he just started yelling at me. I mean, there's times where I just look at him, and he just starts yelling at me, cursing at me, bringing me down. So I mean, it was something extremely tough for sure, 100%. I just found a way to kind of get through that. It was hard, absolutely. I mean, it's kind of hard to kind of ignore something like that when you live underneath the same roof. It's kind of hard to ignore something like that when you live underneath the same roof for your whole life together, And as bad as this is gonna sound, I've grown accustomed to it. It was just a way of life for me. I woke up, I knew it was gonna happen at some point of the day. Um, Whether if it was something that I did on purpose, something I did by accident, or just because he thought I did something the way he didn't like, it was bound to happen. But going back to my mom, she's in and out of the hospital. Like I said, um, she's trying to go to all these doctor's appointments, but with her, she's a very stubborn person. So she doesn't like to go a lot, and even I'm trying to tell her, like, I can't afford to lose you. I can't, because without her, I'm nothing. She's my super glue. She's what's keeping me here. Um, she's why my head is still on my shoulders and why I actually have a great head on my shoulders. She's my best friend, really. So I just can't afford anything bad to happen to her. So that's why I'm trying to push for her to go to her doctor's appointments. And like, I understand you can't force somebody to do something that they don't want to, but this is your health. This is your life. This is what's affecting you, affecting me, affecting people around her. Ultimately, with this disease or sickness that she has, she ultimately lost her job. So that puts more pressure on me by working all these hours plus overtime to keep our roof over our heads, paying car payments, insurance, keeping food on the table, making sure our bills are kept up so that we have running water, sewage, electricity, stuff like that. And I don't really leave the house to hang out with my friends because I'm focusing on her. you know. So I truly am trying my hardest to, what's the word, to keep us afloat, keep us going. It truly is hard, I won't lie, but it's something I feel good about myself doing, because I know she relies on me, and I know she feels bad because here I am still kind of like a kid yet, and I should be out there enjoying life, but I would rather see her be healthy and get the care that she needs, whether it's at the hospital or going to her doctor's appointments or just me helping around the house. It's those little things like helping around the house that makes the big difference. And it's something that really I could tell she appreciates because, you know, we're all that we have left. We're not really close with my uncle, which is her brother, or his wife's family, or my cousins, or even my dad's family for that matter. It's just me and my mom. That's really it. So it's something that you know, I'm trying to do. I'm trying to keep her going, kind of to keep her spirits high and hope that this could be turned around for her, that she could still get that help. She could still get put back on the track of getting healthy, getting back to normal with her health, with her condition. I know with this disease, she ended up putting on a lot of weight, and it wasn't by choice. It was no word of a lie. It was one of those things where one day she woke up and she was just bloated. It's not like she did it on purpose. It's not like she just sat there all day and you know, binge ate. It was just something that just happened drastically and so quickly. And it caught both of us by storm because it was just so, you know, erratically quick that she just blew up, you know, and her health just immediately started to decline rapidly. Like with her health, it was probably 3 times a week I was taking her to a doctor's appointment or down to the ER so they could, you know, do some testings on her, get some blood work, do some urine samples, just to see what they need to do from their perspective to help her get put back on the right track. So the real reason why I want to start YouTube is because I thought I could do something that I truly love in my life, and that's by doing videos, creating content, whether it's vlogs, gaming videos. But yeah, whether it's gaming videos or even videos talking about stuff like this to help other people, like depression, anxiety, about suicidal thoughts, stuff like that, because I know how hard it is to say I have a problem and I need to get help, and believe me, it's hard. I was in denial for so long, saying that I didn't have a problem, I had no issues, I didn't want to go seek help, until it came to a point that was very clear that I need to get that help. But I think for someone to for someone to sit down and say to themselves, I have a problem, I need help, and to get up and get that help, that makes you the strongest person in the world. I don't care if people call you weak. I don't care if people say that you need to be strong to fight it out. You are the strongest person for you to sit there and acknowledge that you need help, and for you to get up and get that help. Believe me, you are the strongest person in the entire world for you to do that. And it's not easy to get up and do that, especially let alone think that. But my ultimate dream is to do YouTube, is to follow my passion, and that's to create videos. I know my videos may not be great now. I'll be honest with you, I don't know what I'm doing between editing and creating thumbnails. So like, I know that my videos now might be, I'm just gonna be blunt, they're probably gonna be shitty. But as time goes on, and the more I get evolved and really understand it, I know they'll get better, as everything does, like with time. But I am grateful for everybody who has viewed my videos. I think out of like the 4 or 5 that I have, my most is 15 views. But I'm grateful for everybody who stops by and checks it out, whether you subscribe, whether you like a video, dislike it, comment mean or friendly, view it, even if it's for a second. I appreciate everybody. And you know, it's my dream, and I'm gonna work towards it to help people and to do what I want to do with my life and live it to the absolute best. That's all I've ever wanted. I've always been very passionate about creating content. I just didn't know where to start until now. Just by looking it up and knowing what type of equipment I need, what type of editing software I might need to use. I use Wondershare Filmora, I believe that's what it's called. And I will be honest, it works. You know, it works for me. I try to use it the best I can, to what I know. I'm not very tech savvy, but I try my best. And then for YouTube thumbnails, I use Photopea and Canva. I've been experimenting with those two a little bit, trying to figure that out, how to, like remove backgrounds, how to put myself into a background, outline myself, stuff like that. Something that's very eye-catchy for the viewers, that makes you want to stop and think like, oh, this YouTube thumbnail looks pretty interesting, as well as the title. Let's give it a shot. So like I said, I'm still learning. I'm still learning the ropes a little bit. But like I said, as time goes on, I'm sure I'll get there for sure. Like I have my idols on YouTube. Like FaZe Rug, Darman. I have a lot of like those idols, like Dead Meat, James A. Janice. I have a lot of those people that I look up to, and just seeing their content on what they do, and it's like, I could easily just expand my horizon on YouTube. I could create a lot of things, that's not only suitable for me, but for my viewers as well. And that's something else too I want to look into. Like, what do people like? What do they want to see? I would love to just create any type of video, but obviously I don't know if there's like an algorithm there where people would want to see specific things. So I don't know if this will ever come across anybody. But if you guys stay to the end of this video, just know thank you. I appreciate you guys. I love you. And I'm going to be working hard for my dream. And I just want everybody to know out there, if you're struggling with anything, it's okay to reach out for help. You are the strongest person by doing so. Regardless of what people may think or say about you, you are the strongest person in this whole entire universe for you to sit there and say you have a problem and you need that help. If you guys would want to share this video, maybe send it to someone else to understand, what I'm about, that's cool. I mean, that's awesome, really. And I'm hoping that I can help people along the way as I make more videos like this. Just talk about my experiences. I'll probably eventually create like another video that's more regarding about my brother, talk about him a little bit more, stuff like that. I would like to dedicate a video to him, and as well as to countless of other people who have unfortunately taken their own life, whether they had a reason to, or just to escape something. My heart goes out to anybody who is watching this that has known someone who has completed a suicide or that has attempted it and is still here. My heart goes out to you guys, and I'm in your boat. I understand where you're coming from, because I understand too, you have some people out there that would say to you, oh, I understand what you're going through, and 9 times out of 10, they really don't. But I'm someone that could actually sit here and say that I understand what you're going through, because it is something that is not great. It's not a great feeling. And like I said, my brother is going to be gone 11 years, and I'm still struggling to this day, because as I'm getting older, since it happened at such a young age, I'm getting older where I'm finding things and seeing things that I need my brother here, and he's not. And that's something that upsets me the most, because I can't just pick up the phone and call him, But however, if there's people out there that are watching this that are struggling, I would love to be your ears. I would love to help you out, because I am in your shoes. I know what it's like to go through this. I know what it's like to sit there and feel weak and think that I'm never going to get that help. I don't want to get that help. But believe me, I promise you, you are the strongest person for you to get up and admit you have a problem and that you need to get some help. I'm in your shoes. I'm with you. And I hear you. I see it every time. I truly do. I love to help people. That's another reason why I want to start YouTube as well. I figured YouTube is a great platform to do this type of thing on. I truly would love to help. I really would. So this is my dream. Like I said, I have my idols. I have no idea how to ever reach out to any of them, but I just believe in God, and I believe in His timing with everything. And I know you could do anything in your lifetime that you want to do, as long as you have the commitment and you work hard for it. You just got to be dedicated. You got to work hard for it. You got to keep pushing. And the more you push and the harder you work, the outcome will be absolutely amazing. Obviously, things take time. Great things take time. It's not like certain videos where you wake up the next day and you're an overnight sensation. It could happen, absolutely, but a lot of great things take some great time, and I'm looking forward to when it's my time. You know, I've truly been through a lot growing up, and like I said, maybe I'll do another video really going into more detail about it. But I truly do appreciate everybody that stops by and checks out my channel. Again, if you guys made it to the end of this video, thank you. I love you guys, and just keep your head up, keep striving. I'll see you in the next video.